Anthropic stole 7 million books to train their AI model. They just got caught and they just got sued for $1.5 billion. But the weird thing is that is a fraction of what they should have been sold, which was $72 billion. But how did they get into this mess? Out of the 7 million books they stole, around 500,000 met the legal standard, the legal requirement to get them sued. But here is the weird part of the story. See, the copyright law allows statutory damages of $750 up to $150,000 per work. Anthropic has 500,000 works. But the authors of the books agreed not on 150,000, not on 100,000, not on 50,000, not on 10,000, just on 3,000 compared to 150,000 was the max cap. There's 3 questions I have right now. First of all, why did the authors not go for the maximum charges? Why did Anthropic go the dirty route? And the most important question, how does it make sense that it was actually the right choice for them? Sit down, let's talk about this. This is a crazy story. See, it is 2021, the early phases of Claude AI. Anthropic needs substance to train their AI model to push it ahead of their rivals, major AI brands. And the thing is, Anthropic needs that substance fast or these major AI brands are going to completely overthrow them. They have a couple of options at hand. 1, learn through videos. 2, learn through online articles, reviews, Reddit comments, all that stuff. 3, learn through actual humans. Or learn through books. The thing is, articles are not that deeply in depth. Videos, they need to be translated, and humans, learning off humans is incredibly expensive and it is so intrusive. Books are the perfect plan. It's just all this information written right in front of you. But here's the problem. See, Anthropic was starting out. They did not have the tons of money they have right now. So buying, like legitimately buying all the books it would take to grow, to feed an actual artificial intelligence model would cost them tens, hundreds of millions of dollars. So they take a peek into the dark alley right beside them. They see 2 figures standing, LibGen and private library mirror. Sources to download pirated books for completely free. They leap onto this method, downloading millions of books, and they start training Claude AI. Then in February 2024, they had their massive revelation, their turn to God moment. They hired Tom Turvey, which was a man who played a lead role at Google's book sourcing project. They wanted to use him to, ethically proceed with their book knowledge learning venture. But by now, it was too late for them to turn back because these 3 authors, Andrea Bartz, Charles Graeber, and Kirk Wallace, filed suit. Let's jump to the fun part. Let's jump to what was said inside the courtroom. See, the judge said that using books to train artificial intelligence models is not illegal at all, but obtaining those books through illegal pirated sources, that is very illegal. And unfortunately for Anthropic, it wasn't just 1, 2, or 3 authors who got noticed and were brought to light. 482,460 works are certified. And the scary part is the US copyright law allows a payment boundary, $750 up to $150,000 for willful infringement, which is exactly what Anthropic did, and there is no denying it. That is just out of the case. But instead of going for the $150,000 payment cap, mostly all of the authors agreed for a $3,000 payout, even though they could opt out of this lawsuit and separately sue Anthropic for $150,000. Why did they not? Well, the thing is, it wouldn't necessarily be a certified upgrade to opt out of this case and jump into a separate lawsuit, because the $150,000 payment cap is very rarely rewarded. See, with multi-work cases like this, if there's a case which has above 12 works, then the payout is, it's on average very close to $3,000. Basically the same payout that the authors are guaranteed to get. So opting out, it's a gamble. And one law firm actually heavily marketed to these authors to opt out of the $3,000 lawsuit. They were promising $150,000 paydays. The Authors Guild called the campaign misleading because they knew that the $150K payment was very, very rare. But here's the twist, which I personally think Anthropic anticipated. Instead of taking the slow, the hard route and legally obtaining all these books to legally, ethically train their AI model, they instead took the very, very witty approach. They downloaded millions of books for free illegally. Then they trained their AI with it. The AI got so powerful that the brand scaled to being worth trillions. Then, when they finally got caught, they paid a fraction of the actual fine cap, but they've grown their brand to a level, to a point where this $1.5 billion lawsuit, it's just a rounding error in the brand's net worth. And that is the main idea here. That is what we can learn out of this whole case for our businesses. It is very simple. Be courageous with your wit. Just look online. You'll see for yourself that so many brands are just basic and generic only because they're too afraid to open up. Not just with their wit, with their personality, with their character. This applies so much to your brand's sales. It's marketing, because look, modern sales does not require bigger discounts or bigger promos. It requires personality, requires character. And I'll admit it, it is scary as fuck. Literally, it is scary as fuck to have character with your brand, because while some people will love it, some people are going to hate it. But you have to be brave enough to take that step, to infuse yourself into your brand, your personality, a character into your brand if you want to build brand fans. You can't have people fight over saying that yes, this brand is better than the rest of them, unless you infuse character and personality into your brand. But it is very thin ice you are skating on, because at the end of the day, it is a business. So if you want to, just displease the masses and give it a go and just wing it on your own, learning through trial and error with your business, shoot your shot. But if you want to use an approach which is proven by time itself to successfully infuse personality and affection into your brand, then DM me on my LinkedIn or my email right here, and I'll break the approach down for your very brand in a custom video. The approach is called the value-based approach. Its core is to provide affectionate solutions before we ask for anything in return. This builds trust beforehand, which crazily increases conversions and tanks ad spends, because you already have trust built pre-hand. Conversions aren't nowhere near as hard as they would be without trust. So shoot me a message on my email or my LinkedIn, and I'll break the value-based approach down for your very brand in a short, brief video. Subscribe, watch this video next. I love you very, very much. We'll talk next Saturday. Thank you.